Every TV series, movie, stage play, or computer game that you watch and enjoy was written by someone, a creative writer, and that writer is called a screenwriter. Hello, my name is Rich Rob, the prolific storyteller, and you are welcome to the Creator's Desk. Today we'll be talking about the introduction to filmmaking, and our topic for today is the art of screenwriting. Yes, you heard me well. The art of screenwriting. What is screenwriting? Do you want to know? I would like you to come with me. Before we get into our topic for today, which is the art of screenwriting, there's something I would like to get out of the way. Most times when I meet people and I introduce myself as a screenwriter, I get things like, oh, I would like you to help me write this article for my company website. I would like you to help me vet this book or help me write a book. I would like you to help me write a song or even write a poem. Yes, I can do all of that as a reason of my exposure to work and other training. But there's a difference between all these writings from what a screenwriter does. Quickly, I would just like to talk about some other writers. They are also creative and they have a general name for every one of them, and they are called script writers. Number one is the copywriter. The copywriter is someone that I call an online marketer. They write content for company websites so they can get a call to action. Number two is a novelist or a book writer. Their writing ends in a book. Number three is a songwriter, and their song ends in a script in the mouth of a singer in a studio. Then number four is a poetry writer. This person writes poetry for spoken words. These guys have something in common. They are all creative writers and they are all called script writers. But today we are talking about one writer, and that writer is a screenwriter. And I'm going to tell you what a screenwriter does. Stay with me. I believe today you know who a screenwriter is. You know the difference between a screenwriter and other writers. You know the definition of screenwriting, and you know what visual storytelling is. So, who is a screenwriter? A screenwriter is a creative storyteller trained in the art of telling stories visually on script for the purpose of television, movies, stage plays, and video games. Now, I want you to pause and rewind. Let's take the definition one more time. A screenwriter is a creative storyteller trained in the art of telling stories visually. Mark that word, visually, on script for the purpose of television series, movies, stage plays, and video games. Now, I want to break down that definition so we understand who a screenwriter is. In the definition, I use the word visually. A screenwriter tells stories visually on script. So now, there's what we call visual storytelling, visual writing. This is the difference between the screenwriter with the other writers that I named earlier. A screenwriter tells stories visually on screen. I want to give you an example of visual writing. Now, let's take, for example, on your script, a script for a screenplay. We have a particular scene, and I want to create a character, and I will give that character John. Now, on this script, in the screenplay, a story that is going to be on screen. We have a scene where John is sick, and Any writer can say John is sick. But the challenge with this kind of writing is that if a movie director pick up that script, how will a movie director translate a writing that says John is sick to the screen for you to understand? This is where a professional screenwriter comes, because the screenwriter will write that particular story visually. So let's take an example. If a screenwriter wants to tell a story of a person, a character that is sick, he will not just write John is sick. He will write it visually in a way that when you pick up that script to read, you can literally see John sick. I will give you an example. A screenwriter will write it in this manner. John grabs his tummy, crouches down with great drops of sweat streaming down his face. When he looks up, his eyes turn green. John pukes and collapses. As I narrate the story to you, you can visually see what is happening to John. When you see this kind of writing on a script, a director can pick up that script and narrate that writing into a screenplay. So it already shows you that John is sick, and this is what we call visual writing. My name is Richard, the prolific storyteller, and this is the Creator's Desk. In our next episode, we'll be talking about the 4 stages of screenwriting.